Welcome back. It's me, Kev, with Tarot with a Twist or wordwithatwist.com. And today we're going to do a energy outlook or an energy diagnostic for every single sign. How I'm going to do it is I use the different positions of the element. Each element has three of the signs. So, for example, a fire would have Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, and so forth. And we're going to use a cross spread, and the center card and the middle card are like the blocker and the overall energy around the reading for every single sign. And then here to the north is the earth, to the south is fire, to the east is air, and to the west is cups or water. Okay. And so the way it kicks off is we look at the middle card to see what the overall energy is. And right now we're all seeing the Queen of Cups. So right now is a time where things are a little bit emotional, maybe. Things a little bit need to be taken into account for the struggles that you're dealing with might be a little bit not based in reality, more so based on feelings. And that could be an issue for you this week. And it is because that's the Nine of Swords. And so it's causing you a lot of pain in the mind, a lot of heavy frustrations because you're over emotional and everything. If you lay these two cards down, I'm going to do something a little different, okay? So the spread's a little different than I would normally do it. So with the Marseille, you read things in pairs, kind of like Norman. So we're going to read it in pairs this way. So the middle card is a core tension and theme. So you have the Queen here, right? The Queen of Cups, and she's looking at the nine. So she's over inundated with heavy emotions. Her mind is kind of bent. And when you look at air and water, what happens? Well, it can create like a cyclone effect, right? So it can become very turbulent. And what's causing that in the earth signs for the Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgos is the cups. So you have the Eight of Cups here. So it means to me that the mind is broken because there's some type of relationship you're dealing with that's a little bit heavy right now. And the Five and the Three says that you're on the fence, right? You're a little bit frustrated and you really can't grow. And it seems to me here with this card, if you look at it, right? What do you see? You see the decision in the middle or a couple in the middle, you and your partner or you and your relationship or whatever. The partner could be business, it could be love, it could be anything, right? So partner was the right word. And up here you have decisions to be made on top and the bottom. And the eight's all around an engine that kind of just keeps moving forward and doesn't take into account the problems with the mind or the over emotional feeling of it. And when you look at it together, you can see that she wants to like understand how to break through. And with the sword being up, is saying like, look, I'm tired of fighting, and everything is just kind of locked. And since you have a lot of blue, it's very emotional for the earth signs this week. So the Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo is just stuck in their way. And that's the energy that we're picking up on. So I would say is that you have to work with whoever it is in your life a little better to overcome the frustrations that you're dealing with. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and pull a couple of Lenormand cards to dig a little deeper into this for the earth signs. Again, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo. I'm using Lenormand here for this next part of it. We have three cards. And you kind of read the same way, right? The center card is a core tension, and you have the woman. So the woman doesn't absolutely mean female. It just means more like feminine energy, which maps to the queen as well. So this is really you, okay? You. What's going on? So it's emotional, a little frustrated, okay? Now, you see in the Marseille, we're not saying sadness or things like that. We're saying there's a problem with the relationship where decisions have to be made in order for it to grow. And if you can come up with that, then you can harmonize. So it can be very happy. But right now, it's broken, okay? And you see here you have child and you have garden. So what it's telling you is that what's causing a lot of this thing could be friends as well. So you're seeing a lot of immaturity. So when the woman's looking at the child, well, you don't really look at directions in the Lenormand. I do sometimes, but a lot of people don't. So we'll ignore direction for now. We'll just read it just as a line. So the woman and the child. So it's saying that there's a lot of immaturity going on, and it's really around friends being in the ear. So the garden is around people. It's around events where you're dealing with other individuals are kind of like getting in your way. So what's causing this turmoil is that somebody is either in your ear or your partner's ear causing contention, and it's very immature. And the immaturity again, so when you merit, you have the outside cards, right? And so you kind of looking into what's causing the woman card to feel like so out of whack here is that people in your circle, right, 20, is being reckless and childish. 4, they're being very unstable with the way the things they say. They're saying very manipulative things, and that's what's causing you this turmoil. So that is what's going on this week with the earth signs, okay? So now we're going to go ahead and hit the fire signs. This is Leo. So Leo, what's going on with you? Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius is. The fire signs is, oh boy. So you're emotional because something severe is about to pop. It's like the call's been made and you have to rise to the occasion now. So there's some type of hardship that's really just smacked you in the face. It's a judgment call. It's saying, look, you got to stop being a slacker and you got to start moving forward. So stop feeling sorry for yourself. So again, you have why did I say that? Because you look at it like this, you have the mind is being kind of just smashed, right? It's a nine of swords, so it's extremely heavy energy, very perplexing, very disturbed. And you have the queens, which is a nurturing card in a sense, looking here going like, how do I break free? My emotions are just locked. I don't know how to overcome this. Overcome what? The judgment. I don't know how to rise to the call. I don't know how to get over it. So you're going to have to dig deep within to really figure out what's causing your mind to basically be deadlocked. What's causing your mind to be trapped in your emotions so you can't break free with that sword and go and start with new ideas to move forward with whatever it is you're being called to do. And only you know that. I don't. But what we'll do is we're going to pull through Lenormand cards here as well to figure out and see what's causing this type of trapping. Because you see here, the queen is looking at this direction. The judgment card is looking straight down. And you look at the judgment card, that means it's like right now. It's not past. It's not present. It's not past. It's not future. It's right now. It's in the present. So the above or the divine or whatever is saying, hey, wake up. And then you see the three people on here kind of looking up. So this kind of reminds me of you, you know, the conscious, the subconscious, and then people maybe influencing you. And it's like the feminine energy goes, I understand. And the one's in the middle going, yes, I need to make the call. The guy here is the masculine energy saying like, well, what do I do? But it's like, it's just really emotional because it's really heavy. It's really heavy to know how to stand up right now, come out of that coffin, out of your ditch, out of your grave, out of your depression mind, right? To break free and heal to whatever it is that's blocking you. And I have no idea. So we're going to pull the Lenormand card here and figure out what that might possibly be for all you fire signs out there. Again, that's Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Okay, and again, the center card is all around commitment. So that's interesting. Is there some type of a commitment in your life right now, or a contract or something that you have to bring together? Again, you see like a priest, two people, three, right? Again, so it's like the divine spark above calling on down here saying, hey, you got to wake up and you have to make a decision here. And whatever that decision is, this contract is 25. You have to make a decision that's basically stressful, the 5, but you have to analyze it so you don't make the wrong choice. And then we see here Clover and we have the moon. So it's telling you that with a little bit of luck and using your intuition, you're going to make the right decision and this contract is going to be successful for you, but it's going to take a lot of inner reflection. And so the 2, again, you see here in this card's a 2, you have decisions to make. 32 is a 5. 3, in order to grow, you got to make decision to 5, free yourself from this frustration. So there's a contract that has come up, or some type of commitment or something like that, because the ring is also circular. It's something that's maybe a cycle that you have to either break or you have to commit to. I don't know which one it might be, but it's emotional and it's really bringing you a lot of frustration because you know the time has come to really make the call. And if you do that, then you're going to have a little bit of goodness coming your way, because the moon in Lenormand's all around, depending on how you look at it, renown, right? Good things, but also could also be around delusions too. So just don't get too caught up in it. Analyze it, and with a little bit of luck, things are going to work out. You're going to break free from all this heavy mental frustration. That's what I'm seeing for you, okay? And so now we're going to go ahead and move over to the air signs, okay? So the air signs is the Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra, and you're all around balance, 3, temperance. So the Empress. I read that wrong. Around the Empress. So if you really want that growth, then you have to let go of the mind. You have to let go of the frustration, because even the Queen here is not looking at the Empress. She is looking at the mind. So your emotions are getting the best of you right now. If you want to really break free from this frustration and stress, you have to say, you know what? I'm going to move forward and I'm going to allow myself to be happy. I'm going to allow myself to grow. I'm going to nurture myself a little bit to calm my emotions and let things just be okay. So get out of your head, Geminis, get out of your head, Libras and Aquariuses, because now is not the time for that. You're too emotional. So let things work out and allow the growth to happen. And how are we going to do that? How are we going to allow this growth to happen? You know what's funny too is I'm looking here at these cards. You have a 9 and a 3. What does that equal? Equals a 12. You got to make a decision to grab something new, to 3, to grow, right? To allow your creativity to shine, overcome your emotions. Isn't that funny how it always works out? Numbers never lie. And with the Queen in my system, like I've always said, is a 3 because you have a Page is 1, Knight is 2, Queen is 3, King is 4 because it equals a 10. So a 3 again, growth, emotional growth, emotional stability. So you have a 9 and a 3, which is a 12 plus a 3 is 15. What's a 1 and a 5? 6. Harmony and balance, peace. You have to decide to no longer be struggling in your mind. That's what it's telling you. Now we're going to go a little deeper with Lenormand and see what it has to say for us. So the center card is the Sun. Yep, the Sun. This, by the way, if you're wondering what deck this is the Paul's Lenormand of the Middle Ages. I haven't used it a lot, but I thought it'd been great to pair it with the Marseille deck. And so I'm not used to the imagery yet, but I'm really liking it. It's a beautiful deck. So the Sun, if you can free yourself, then you're going to have the happiness that you're wanting. You're going to have the 3, the growth, the 1, new opportunity to bring a 4, to bring stability to your life, to bring stability to your mind, which means it's going to unlock the chaos, right, you've been dealing with. Now you have the Whip. So yeah. And the Key. So here we go. So Whip is also kind of like a cycle, like I said, right? A cycle. And if you can break the cycle, then you're going to have some freedom. It's going to bring you 30. It's going to bring you 33, the key, the success. It's going to unlock it. It's going to unlock the emotion so your mind can be clear. But you have to allow this whipping thing to finally come to an end and move forward. And that's an 11. And 11 is all master number. It's all around your intuition. So you have to trust your intuition. Things are going to be okay so that you can have that stability. So you can have the Sun. You can have prosperity and your emotions can now balance out. You can have the growth of the Empress. You can nurture yourself even better because you're going to unlock yourself from being stuck in this heavy cycle of frustration. Okay? That's what I'm seeing for y'all. Now we're going to go over to the water signs, and that would be the Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And what card do we have for you all? There's a Temperance. That's interesting. It looks, it's funny. The way it's written just kind of caught me off guard. I wouldn't look at the number. I saw the name. I read it wrong. So this is Temperance, which means that, let's go like this. Okay. Which means that if you have to unlock your emotions, you have to then, Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces, balance yourself. Stop being an emotional wreck. So your passion, like, when you get upset, you kind of go into this little bit of a rage sort of a thing. And the blue here is your emotions. So you see how each side of the card has the red and the blue. It's telling you have to balance it. Don't let one get too hot and the other one too cold. Find that perfect middle. If you can find the middle, then it's going to help ease the mind. Because right now, when you look at this, you have to stop really focusing on the past as well. And you're going to have to balance towards the future, because right now you're kind of caught up in your head and you're ignoring the problem. You see how she's looking away from the sword. The Queen is so emotional. You're looking like, this is my problem. This was really pissing me off. How do I fix it? And the balancing, I don't care. I'm not going to look at that. Well, you have to look at that. You have to turn around and face the problem in order to overcome it so you can find out how to balance it out. And if you don't do that, then it's going to be nothing but frustration for you. So it's time to just kind of let things go and move forward. Now, with numbers here, we have, again, a 14 and a 9. Okay? So 14 plus 9 is what? It's 23. Okay, 23. So that means you have to decide to allow yourself to grow overcome the 5. 23 is a 5, 2 and 3 is a 5, which is the frustration. So you can free yourself from the chaos that you're dealing with emotionally. It's very heavy emotions right now. Let it go. Let the mind unlock and find that clarity through balancing yourself. Stand on solid ground. Ground yourself. That's what I'm seeing. Now we're going to pull a couple of Lenormand cards and see what it has to say for you, okay? So again, this is for the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And again, the center card is what? The tension? Is it? Oh, so maybe some secrets. Maybe somebody has been hiding things from you. Could that be it? Something hasn't been shared. And it's frustrating you because you want to know what it is, but they're not telling you. And the tree. And the mice. Yeah, that's what it is. So you're trying to find the balance, right? So trees around stability, health, things that are good, 5, and that can bring you free. But if it's not on a solid ground, the 5 can bring you destruction too, because a tree without solid roots is going to collapse, right? And when you think about that, you also see here the book. So something's being said that's toxic. It's the mice, right? So the mice are just like a cancer, just eating away at you. And that's why the mind is so caught up in. That's why you're getting so hot and heavy and ticked off, because it's caused you a lot of emotional turmoil. Well, you're going to have to let that go and realize that it doesn't matter what other people do. It only matters what you do, right? So let go and don't let what they're doing make you toxic. Let it go. And you're not letting it go for them. You're letting it go for yourself, because at the end of the day, they don't matter. What matters is you and your well-being. And so if you want to really unlock that and overcome it, because it's gossipy. When I look at the book and the mice together, it's almost like these messages that are written. This could be like wisdom, knowledge, whatever, or secrets. It's like, it's just gossip. It's just gossip. It's just trying to just eat away at you, right? To really just bring you down. And they're trying to just ruin your health, your mental health. They're trying just to bring you into the gutter. And you know what? You got to let that go and just say, nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to refuse that. I'm going to refuse that and make myself free and balance myself and rely and trust in me, not anybody else. If you can do that, then I could definitely see his energy lighten up and things getting a little better for you, okay? That's what I'm seeing for all the water signs, Cancer, Scorpios, and Pisces. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to pull some oracle cards and and run some dice, okay, to get the energy of that. All right. So for the dice, we're going to use these guys right here. And these are the D16 dice. And the way this works, just so you know, because I only go to 14, the king is a 14, right, which is a 4. 15 and 16 has to be re-rolled because I don't want the dice to be biased. So if it hits a 15 or 16, we'll re-roll it to get a 1 through 14, okay? So let's see what we get for each sign here. Okay, so for water, we have a 6, which means that you have to really find that harmony within in order to unlock all that frustration and turmoil. That's a 6. And the only way you can do it, you have to, like I said, let it go, which makes perfect sense. And that's why the 6 comes up. For the earth signs is around the 7. You have to start assessing things a little better, right? So rather than get caught up in all the immaturity, just realize that it's nothing and just put your focus elsewhere. 7, right? Go and take some space and reflect. And then when you're done, if they're still playing the game, it's time to break away. Not from the partner per se, but from the friends or the garden, the people who are around you cause you all this toxic confusion, okay? And then for the air signs, 8. If you want the freedom, you got to kind of let things go the way they're going to go. Break the cycle, move forward with the success, and just accept it. Allow it to 8. Move forward and go with the flow, right? Stop trying to go against the grain and fight it. Because if you try to fight it, your mind, you ain't going to go nowhere. You're going to be stuck, right? So let it go and move forward. And then for the fire signs, if you want that growth, the 3, then make your mind up on this contract and let things happen. With a little bit of luck, things are going to work out well, but you have to basically use your intuition, answer the call, and 3, communicate what you want so that 3, you can grow. That's what we're seeing with the dice. Now we're going to pull a couple oracle cards, and wrap this reading up. Okay. If you want an energy diagnostic for yourself, head over to wordwithtwist.com, book a reading, and pick one. All right. So for the Earth signs, Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, we are, what does it say? That's interesting. You can't even make this up. What does it say? Learn more about each other. Learn more about each other. How does that even happen? Shuffle the deck, and that's the cards you get. It's saying to assess, and I said, don't worry about, assess whether you want to keep these friends or not, and about the partner communicating the 3s. You got to learn more about each other to overcome the turmoil. That's crazy, right? So we got that. Learn more about each other. Now, for the fire signs, this is your Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. What does it got to say? We got... This is blowing my mind here. Beautiful possibilities. When you make a decision to commit, 3, you grow. Let your creative passion flow. Beautiful possibilities are ahead. You just got to commit, overcome any frustrations, and a little bit of luck is going to happen. Just the seeds were planted. Make the decision to move forward with it, because beautiful possibilities lie ahead. That's that's pretty wild. All right. Air signs. Air signs. What oracle card do we got for you? Romantic connections. You have to find the good in others. You have to find the good in the situations you're dealing with. And if you can do that, then the connections, it may not be romance, but they're going to become strong bonds. And that's how you have success. And that's how you break the cycle. That's how you have the Empress, the growth, to move forward with it. That's how you get out of your head that you had these connections that you really can trust, and they really align to the path you want to move forward into. Okay? That's what I'm feeling here. Romantic connections. And to wrap this up with the Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces, this is the water sign. What do we got? Okay. Sexual chemistry. That's a weird one. But it makes sense, because when you think about it, right? You see a snake here, right? You see a snake, and you see this vial of light, looks like a heart kind of opened up with the stuff coming out of it. And when you're basically being inundated with negativity and toxic behavior, the snake's always striking at you. The sexual chemistry is not so much sexual per se, but it's also like your inner being is destroyed. And so everything within you becomes out of whack. And that's what it's saying. So if you want to overcome that, you have to ignore it. You have to assess, you have to analyze, you have to ignore the noise in order to put that snake in place. Where's that at? Under your boot. Smash his head and move forward. But you only can do that when you learn to let things go and not get caught up in all the chaos, right? Because as long as you get caught up in it, then love potion number 9 just ain't going to happen. Anyway, interesting card, but that's what came up. Anyway, that's the reading that we have for you today. If you enjoy that, drop a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. And if you'd like, again, a reading for yourself, wordwithtwist.com, book a reading, and I'll see you there. And I want to see you in my next video or tutorial. All right. Bye, everybody.